Yo, what's happening, guys? Today we're going to be checking out the new motorized bike that I just put together, and I just want to do a quick walk around of the build, and then I'll go into some of the things that you need to learn about this frame before motorizing it. So it's worth watching this video if you're building a hyper or any kind of cruiser, really, because you're definitely going to run into some of these issues. So as you guys may notice, this is a Hyper Easy Rider frame, and you can tell by the front badge that's the only thing I left. I peeled off all the stickers and I sanded down the frame to a matte finish, and then I primed it, painted it, and clear coated it. And the finish on this frame, guys, is super nice. I don't know if you're gonna be able to catch that on camera, but anyways, yeah, super nice finish. And I went for that kind of matte green because this is a military themed bike based out of, like, you know, World War II. So I'm also getting a few graphics made for it, but at the time of recording the video, they're not going to be here for like another week, and I didn't want to wait, you know, on an upload for you guys because I know a lot of you are going to like this bike. But yeah, let's start up with the bars. So these are stock hyper bars, right? I just flipped them upside down and painted them this nice stainless steel color by Duplicolor. It turned out awesome, and it has a nice metallic to it. Just a stock throttle for now, guys. What I'm probably going to do is get some of that leather wrap and actually do a few passes along the grip and give that really nice old school look. And yes, in the future, I'm probably going to shorten some of these cables, but for now, I just got a bunch of zip ties and made it work. But honestly, I don't think it looks too half bad. The fenders. So I know I'm going to get a lot of comments about the fenders. They are temporarily reinforced, which basically means I put Loctite, and you're probably not going to see that, but I put bigger washers in the bolts and things like that. Ideally, if you're reinforcing your fenders, you want to make thicker fender straps. You want to make better brackets all around. So like, for example, this L bracket's pretty thin, and it's known to break off on some motorized bikes. So what people will do is they'll actually drill 2 holes here, and they'll make an L bracket out of, you know, some like mild steel, and you're good to go. So we're gonna do that in the future. Might do a video on it. This is a pretty cool piece. I made this out of just sheet metal, actually the same stuff as the body panels on my other bikes, and made 2 little L brackets with I can't remember the thickness of aluminum, and then I bolted it on the fender. There's plenty of clearance there. It's not gonna hit the tire. It's pretty solid on there, and like I said, I'm gonna put the year of the bike on there. For the front wheel, I'm running a stock hyper wheel. I did go ahead and grease the wheel bearings front and rear. It just has the stock, you know, hyper tires. They do fine, but in the future, I like to get a set of cream tires, like the white ones, because I think that would just make this bike pop. And like I said, I did the wheel bearings. The clutch lever, nothing special. I mean, we just have a standard upgraded style clutch lever. Coming down to the CDI, I don't know if you guys know this, but you can actually shorten this wire, because the way I had it before was all the way out here. It didn't look nice, so this put it all in place, and it looks beautiful there. I mounted it on the top of this bar. And the carburetor, I'm running an HP carburetor with a 65 jet. Seems to be doing okay. MZ65 clone pipe. I was going to put the flex fit on it, but then I got to thinking that this bike is kind of a rat style. You know, it's like a ratty build and from older times, so I wanted it to be loud, so I put this pipe on it. You guys are going to ask about this. Is this painted? No, this is powder coat. I did it myself, and it's called King Sport Gray, and you can see that shine on the head. It's beautiful. Did the same on the side covers for this G4 motor. One little cool trick piece I made is this rear taillight bracket. You'll see it's mounted just like that. If you guys want to copy and paste this idea, feel free to do so. Basically, you just drill a hole in the fender, you put your bolt through, you make a little U bracket, and you just put a nut and bolt through it. Makes it super solid. So for gearing, I'm running a 10 tooth in the front and a 40 tooth in the rear. And guys, on my other hyper, I did use a CNC sprocket, but I'm happy to report that on this bike, the stock rag joint actually worked out fine. Here's the secret way to doing it. It's not that secret, actually. All you do is you get a washer and you cut a little part out of it. I'll throw up a picture. And what you want to do is just stick that in between the frame. And like I said, it's kind of hard to get an angle. I might be able to zoom in for you guys. Yeah, right there. See that? And once I did that, that gave me the proper chain clearance, because you can see right here it's quite tight. So I got that to fit perfectly. And you got to play with your chain tensioner a little bit. On most hypers, you're going to want it right dead in the middle, so like the same amount of material on both sides. And this was a motor swap. It came out of the Black and Blue bike, so I did have to add a few links on the chain. And for clearance on the fender, literally all I did was take a thin snip, cut here, bend it by hand, rolled it over, made it fit all really nice, and gave me the proper chain clearance. And some guys run chain guards, but I've learned that they just tend to rattle and get in the way, so not running one in this build. But I want to get a leather seat to match the leather grip idea, and I think that with like a set of cream tires would just make this build so cool. For graphics, I'm gonna have some kind of star up at the tank because that's what the old war bikes had. A US Army logo here, and what was the other one? Oh yeah, and then the year of the bike up here, like I stated earlier. But this build turned out great. You know, I'm really satisfied with it, and a lot better than the old frame I had. That was good for a commuter, but I wanted something that was older fashion, and I'm more of a fan of building older bikes than, you know, that modern stuff. So that's pretty much it, guys. You know, leave me a like down below if you enjoyed the video. Just kind of a quick little walk around. We'll be doing a riding video very soon, but stay tuned. Oh yeah, one thing before we go, I have a sound clip of the bike, which I'm going to throw up a video here.